Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to another episode. So, today we're focusing on the 4711. The 4 stands for stability and process, the 7 for trust and openness, and the 11 for double creativity and confidence. So, I want to start this off with a nice quote. Those on the 4711 life path are here to combine creativity and trust, learning to trust the creative spirit within them and channel their energy to help build a more stable, peaceful world. Their world may expand to the larger community or may, with equal significance, limit itself to a smaller circle of family, friends, or associates. Yeah, that's you in a nutshell. So we're done here. But let's dive into this a little bit more. So, so you combine an influence of the 4, 7, and the 11, emphasizing creativity, trust, and double creativity. These individuals, so you often face challenges relating to trusting your own growth process over time, overcoming past experience of distrust or betrayal, and dealing with profound insecurities that affect your ability to connect openly with others. Ooh, I'm not even this type, and I'm already feeling this. Yeah, so these insecurities, they are everywhere, and they're actually from the one. And since you have 11, you have a double one, which means that you are double as creative as a one, but you are also double as insecure as a one. But the stupid thing is, you can't really know how insecure you are feeling, and you don't know how insecure someone else is feeling. So you can't really relate it in any way. So for me, since I'm also an 11, but a 3-8-11, I don't know how insecure other people can feel. So I don't know how big that is, and now I found out that it is really big, and it's I feel that a lot in stupid things as well, really stupid things. And I'm curious to see if you have this as well. I really dislike telling people about things I failed at. I'm not. I don't mind it as much anymore. There's still something there. But when I was little, I would lie to your face about it because I did not want to seem like I could screw things up. Because there was an insecurity, and also I didn't want them to have the way they would look at me, the way they viewed me. I didn't want that to change, so I would fake a lot of stuff, actually, or I would just omit certain stuff. So tell all the, for example, if you play or you have a great day at work, but you also get fired, I'm gonna tell everything about how good that day was. I'm gonna milk it, and it was an amazing day. And then the next day, I kind of have to face the music and say, by the way, I actually got fired. So I will originally I will just not do that, and I don't want to disappoint people. So there's also kind of a pleaser in the 11. This story wasn't true, by the way, but it's just it's a fun example. So yeah, you have a lot of insecurity issues, but it also means that you have a lot of creativity, and you should use this. You have so much more creativity than others. And to me, this is also where it comes back to human design. I'm not sure if this is the same for every type of 11, but let's say my head center head head center is not defined, so I'm not picking up ideas that I'm only creating myself, but I'm picking up everyone's ideas. I have this all the time, and you might actually maybe you never realized it. Then this is the time to realize it. But not all thoughts are your thoughts, and you can just see them, pick them up, or leave them where they are. So see what you can do with that, and maybe pause the video if this is something that's entirely new for you, because the way it was told to me, I had my human design session, and she told me, you don't have any creative thought. And I always thought, I think I'm pretty creative. Also in the work groups at school or at work, I was always pretty creative with solutions and stuff. And she said, you have no head center, so you have no original thought. And that's how she ended it. And I was like, what did she just say? And I was listening to it. She sent it as a message, and I was listening to it again, like, no. And then it dawned on me that it meant, she said it really harsh. She said it really harsh, but that's also why it's stuck with me, because I was dumbstruck. And she also said that I was picking up others' things, but I didn't really hear that part because my ego was hurt in this process. But what it does mean is that I'm picking up everyone's creative thought. So I don't actually need my own creative thought, unless if everyone else is gone, that would be a problem. But right now, it's actually pretty much of a superpower. So I hope you have this as well, and if not, then it's not the 4711, but I think it actually is, because the US and 11 also have a bigger energy field. So you might have also noticed this, that people on the street are for no reason looking at you, because you're somehow emanating more energy than others. They don't know what they're looking at, they're just seeing you, but for some reason they're pulled towards you and they start looking at you. So that's also something that you have. But for you, trust is a central issue. So that's something that you can grow a lot in. Let's read this part. Trust is a central issue, and you often have an aesthetic, harmonious, and refined nature. You need to follow a step-by-step process to create beauty and share it with others. Overcoming issues of process, trust, and insecurity is essential for you to fulfill your life purpose. Yeah, so you have your work cut out for you. At the end of this video, I'm gonna recommend you watch a couple of other videos, and these will have exercises on how to overcome issues of process, trust, and insecurity. But let's also go to the positive side, because there's a lot of positive sides as well. In the positive, 4711s bring creativity and beauty into the world, blending analytical abilities with creative vision. You can inspire and uplift others by expressing your creativity in practical ways and keeping their energy grounded. Yeah, so that's your job, I would say, but I think that's also how you are wired, so it's not really a job. On the other side, you can also become isolated and lose touch with reality. preferring the world of your imagination over real life connections. You can struggle with feelings of betrayal and may be vulnerable to addiction and escapism. So, I think the betrayal and trust is of the 4. I think that's part of the 4. For me, that's so funny. For me, it works the other way around. I think that how this works for you is you initially don't trust people, and after they have proven themselves, you will trust them. But if they mess up, you won't trust them probably ever again. Question mark. I'm not entirely sure of this, but I think you're really sensitive to that, and that you will cut them off if they betray your trust. And I also think that you have a lot of relationships or friendships you had back in the day, you don't have them anymore because of these trust issues. For me, it works the other way around. I trust you, and you can only screw it up. But even if you screw it up, I still find it in my heart to give you another chance and another chance and another chance. At some point, it's I'm done with it, but yeah. So that works a little bit different in the other 11s. So something about your health. Health-wise, you have a sensitive body, particularly in the reproductive area. This is actually for all 11s. All the 11s have this. They have really, really sensitive reproductive organs. This way, I can say it on YouTube, so that's nice. But I think this is something you will absolutely know what I'm talking about if I say this. So that's normal, and not everyone has this, but all the 11s do have this. Let's see, there was also something about, I actually skipped a part, so I'll get back to that a little bit later. So yeah, this is the part. So especially your lower abdomen and your lower back, those are sensitive spots for you. If for some reason you are feeling that your lower back is hurting, or your lower abdomen are hurting, something in your energy is being blocked. So this is for you to find out what is being blocked, and there's 3 things you can look at: the issues of process, trust, and insecurity. There's probably something there that you can focus on to make this go away. So you have a very strong body, but it's also very sensitive, and this is, I think that's also for all the 11s. Yeah, and when you are ill, it is advised, because one of your superpowers is also that you are creative, so you are really good at visualizing stuff. But when you're ill, the visualizations are a bit harder because you're not feeling as well. But if you can put these into play and use your visualizations during your illness, you can actually overcome it way quicker. I've had this so many times where the doctor would say, you're out for 6 weeks, and after that you will have to start to pick things up. Which one should we pick? Which injury should we pick? Which one was it? What was the injury again? Wow, yeah, one was from an incident I had in Thailand. So like I had the typical tourist thing that we fell with our scooter, and half of my body was damaged pretty badly, and my foot was completely open. So that's not a nice visual to get now, and you guys are pretty visual, so don't visualize that. Already too late. So they said, you're not gonna play football anymore. You're not gonna do that anymore. And I heard them say it, and I felt like, okay, that's what you're saying, but that's not that. No, this is what I thought. That's your truth, but that's not my truth. So it's fine. I'll play football again. And they're, no, you're not gonna play football again. Whatever. I'm gonna play football again. It was something like, you're never gonna kick a ball with your left foot again. We'll see. So yeah. Obviously, I can tell you how the story ends. I'm playing a lot of football, but that also, it had to take. They said it takes 16 weeks or something, and then within 12 weeks I was already playing matches. So it went over so quickly. I visualized, I meditated on it, I did all kinds of things, a lot of visualization. So you are an 11, you're not the standard person if you put your mind to it, and you are really going all in on these kind of things, like visualization, meditation, breathing exercises, when there's something wrong. But also if you want to create something good, that also works. But this, since we're talking about health, you can overcome this pretty quickly. And I think that your huge amount of energy that you have also plays a big part in this. And this energy will help you get better way faster than other people can. Okay, so one thing I actually forgot to tell you is that you may be vulnerable to addiction and escapism, or escapism. But what I forgot to mention is every 11 has some kind of addiction problems, and not a problem per se, because not everybody thinks this is a problem. But drugs and alcohol are a pretty big thing. But what you should know here is that if you drink a lot of alcohol, and I drink really occasionally, sometimes when I feel like it, but I skip all the social things now. So that's a huge shift for me. I skip all the social things because I'm drinking because other people are drinking, and if I feel it, I might do it, but I'm not feeling it anymore. So I'm just drinking like the alcohol-free beverages. Yeah, so that really works for me, because what happens is if you use alcohol or if you use drugs, it obviously feels really good. It's really nice to do, and it's in that moment it's a lot of fun. But what you are doing is you are diminishing your energy, and you have a lot of energy, so you can do this for a while and not really feel it, but at some point you will. And your energy field and your energy is part of your creative energy. So for example, if you have that illness, or if you want to create something in your life and you're diminishing that energy, you're vibrating at a lower level. And because you're at a lower level, you're not going as fast into all your manifestations or your healing as you would like to, because well, it's kind of like if you have the tap open all the way, the water comes out really quickly, but right now you're actually putting it down and it's more dripping out, or it's just like this really little stream that's coming out, while you are in 11, so you can turn it up all the way, and it will come gushing out. And if you're taking on a lot of alcohol and drugs, you're actually limiting yourself. I know this is something that you probably didn't want to hear, but as an 11, it's best to stay away from drugs and alcohol. Yeah, I know. And maybe you already did this. Maybe you already stopped further along, but this is one of the big challenges of your life here, being an 11. Because this is also, for example, those insecurities, the alcohol and the drugs help you, and you don't feel those insecurities anymore. You don't have to deal with it. By the way, some drugs, you will deal with them, but it's besides the point. And for now, I think, or this is how I'm interpreting it, I think this is for synthetic drugs. So examples, if you are going on a spiritual journey with some mushrooms, I don't think that applies to this, because it's different. Yeah, so I have to admit I did a lot of drugs in a certain window of my life. I usually, when I do something, I go all in. So now I'm going all in on this. So on my videos and podcast and that kind of things. But at other point it was going all in on alcohol, going all in on drugs. And right now, luckily I'm not there anymore. Another video that I will make on my dark night of the soul. I will go more into detail on this, because the drugs gave me a lot of stuff, but it also broke me, and I went rock bottom. So that's something that I also want to warn you about, because I don't wish that experience on anyone, not even my worst enemy. All right, on to the next part. So let's see if there was anything left in the health department. This is some nice things. So you would benefit mostly from eating a grounding diet, preferably vegetarian with little or no dairy products. But the diet mustn't be too light, or they might get so airy they float away. So this is maybe also something you didn't want to hear, because they're telling you not to eat meat anymore. Yeah, the main thing is to remember, and I think this is for every type. You have to trust your own instincts and your own intuition regarding nutrition and exercise. So yeah, that's the I don't know how to put this in another way, but this is something you really should look at. If it's something you intuitively feel like you want to do, you should do that, and you should eat that, and you should drink that. But so stay away from drugs, alcohol, and meat. So the list is longer and longer, and little or no dairy products. I'm not sure if it works for anyone, dairy products, unless it's from your own mom and you're still a baby. Then I think it matters a lot. But like cow milk, I'm not sure if it's really does you any well with all the studies that have been going on lately. All right. So let's see some things you can do as a activity / as a more like a sport. So what would work for you really well is hiking in scenic surroundings, actively sculpting, splashing paint on canvas, or doing a variety of different calisthenics to music, incorporating breath, movement, and relaxation. So because of the four, some kind of routine, even if varied, is important to keep your creative energies clear and open. Demanding exercise that requires coordination of mind, feeling, and attention serves to keep 4-7-11s physically grounded. They are nourished by forests, deserts, and almost any natural setting. So you should go out more. You should be in nature more. But I think I will say that to everyone. But it does show up specifically here at type 11. Even if there's nothing, even if there's kind of like a park, that would also work. And I would highly recommend, and this is actually a twofold exercise. You're actually doing one thing, but let's say you're going to a park and you're gonna walk barefoot. One, it's really good for you because you're grounding and your type really needs to be grounded. The second part is you will work on those insecurities, because what will people think about you walking barefoot in a park? And this is, for other types, this is something that they're like, why would that matter? But for 11s, this, and if you didn't grow up with this, if it's seen as a bit weird that you're grounding, and then the third step is, if people asking what you're doing, tell them that you're grounding, tell them that you're earthing, because that's gonna start a conversation that you actually don't want to start, because then they can poke at your insecurities. But yeah, just do it. Don't avoid the conflict. Just go for it. Just be honest with that. This is what I would just say, yeah, my feet are hot. I don't know, I would come up with something because I didn't want to talk about that topic, because I didn't want their opinion about it. I didn't want to defend myself. But the thing is, you don't have to defend yourself. You can say, I'm just grounding. And they say, why would you be grounding? Feels good. You're not convincing them of anything. You're just doing you. So, moving on. So, 4-7-11s. This makes a lot of sense, guys. Yeah. So, you marry, you have children, and you settle into a stable life. However, not into conventional roles, because you are so creative and you are a leading person. So you will be doing a lot of other things. You will be using your imagination. You will have a lot of fun with this. And in any relationship, the process of developing mutual trust through vulnerability and honest communication remains key. They also need to pay attention to being truly present on an emotional level. Your sexuality may involve creative fantasy, and you generally experience an active drive, including masturbation if their drive outstrips their partner's, or if they prefer the safety of their fantasies to be vulnerability of sexual intimacy. Here's also another thing. This is for the guys, but everyone can listen to this, obviously. So you have this really active drive, and also that you want to masturbate when your needs are being met by your partner, or you just need a little bit more than your partner gives you. I don't like that, but then you get out of your relationship because nobody's giving anything, you're both receiving. That's how I see it. Yeah, so instead of just plainly masturbating, I would recommend you write this down in your notes. So semen retention. Write this down after this video. Look up some videos on this or some articles or whatever, and really work with this, because for example, when women have sex, they get really energized. When men have sex and they came, they will kind of crash. And you also have really sensitive reproductive organs. They will also be sensitive even more after sex, and you don't want to do anything with sex anymore, and you're just kind of crashing. But you can also have sex while doing semen retention. So you're not shooting your load, so you're keeping that energy inside of you, and you can circulate it through your body during sex. And just watch some videos on this. But actually, after the intercourse, you can have a lot of that energy, and you will still have the creative / sexual energy, and that works on multiple levels, because well, first off, you still want to have sex. It still feels nice. You're still in that energy, but also you have that creative energy that you can use towards your manifestations or towards your healing. So look this up. I might do another video on this. I actually did a video on this already, but I never posted it, and it was one of it's been I think I recorded 2 months ago. Yeah, there's a lot of topics in there, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna release that. All right, but this is something that you should take a look at, or not. It's up to you. Okay, so talents, work, and finances. This is one of the last topics that I want to discuss. And then we have so this is kind of like the final piece to piece it all together. Yeah, so one of the funny things is money is a secondary motive for you. And it might seem like you create it almost magically. So that's a nice thing. You create it, you're attracted from many sources, and you hardly notice it when it goes in or out. And this is the case for a healthy 4-7-11. If you're still a little bit more on the shadow side, work through the kind of like the exercises that I'll redirect you to at the end of this video, and work through those, and over time you will get here as well. But I think if you are 4-7-11, that you have experienced this at some point in time. So when things were going well, this might have happened, and after that you may have gotten into some kind of a rut, and it went away again. So I'm not sure where you are right now. But you can be a brilliant inventor. You can be a computer wizard. You can also be a hermit, because you can also don't want to see people because of your trust issues, and then just don't see people anymore. You can also be a healer who works with spirit guides. I think that's an interesting one, and also an idea that's a little bit out there. But it's interesting. See if there's anything else here. Yeah, you have so much creativity. So every job that you want to, or that you can come up with, and you're creative, so you can come up with a lot of jobs. Everything that's creative. So, writing a book, writing a screenplay. It really doesn't matter. It can be anything. Writing fiction, writing speeches, writing a game script, coming up with games, coming up with new video topics to do for your YouTube channel, if that's something you want to do. You have a lot of creativity, so you'll make the best out of that. You enjoy solitary work. You can also be a great researcher, but if you lack patience or routine, it might not be a good fit for you. So any form of business that you can apply your creativity to is perfect for you. All right. So you're kind of like a creativity money wizard. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you use your creativity in work, the money will come your way. So, keys to fulfilling your destiny. If you are working this number, stay grounded. Take small practical steps. Exercise daily through dance or martial arts. Or whatever encourages you to stretch and breathe deeply. Find ways to inspire yourself and others through business. And remember to supplement analysis with gut feelings. And I think that's a really good one as well. Your gut feelings are spot on. So if you, for example, have, let's say you have a business deal, and on paper everything looks perfect. This is the perfect deal, but in your gut you're feeling this is not it. Listen to that feeling, because there will be something there that you couldn't see yet, but your gut did know that something was wrong, that this wasn't a vibratory match for you. So please, you are an 11, and your gut will tell you the truth. This also works with a lot of, even with the smallest things, like if you grab an apple and you hold it, do I want to eat this? But feel it with your gut instead of with your taste buds or whatever. You can practice with this as well. And for me, it works like a charm. I've just been neglecting it for too long. But I think the last 10 years I've been going all in those feelings, in the gut feelings, and just letting it kind of rule my life, so to say. Yeah. So for example, I had a lot of jobs that I was applying to, but there were some that really did want me. There was others that didn't want me. But those who did want me, and I felt something was off, I told them, no, I'm not gonna do this. And people around you are saying, why didn't you accept it? Because you really need the money, and you need the money, right? Like, yeah, I know, but it didn't feel good, so I'm not doing it. And now, afterwards everything will make sense, because you can't see the full picture if you're still like in the middle of the picture. But for example, now I have a really nice freelance gig that I'm doing for the rate that I want, within the conditions that I wanted. Like, I put everything down that I wanted, and now everything is the way I want it. So yeah, that's what I'm really grateful for that, and it also shows me that this really works. Because others will try to convince you that, yeah, but what if something even worse comes around? Or what if you don't ever get a job anymore? And what if you're being tossed out on the street? Or what if this and that? You follow your own feelings and instincts and intuition, and the others, can mind their own business. Yeah, just I'm trying to say it as politely as possible. Okay, a couple of useful questions. So, 4 questions, and then one general question about those questions. Let's dive in before I lose you. All right, so how can I best share my energy with others? And by the way, write this down. I'll say this one again, and otherwise you can pause it. I'll say them all twice. How can I best share my energy with others? Have I supported my creativity by developing my skills? Have I supported my creativity by developing my skills? How can I make a strong, heartfelt connection with others? How can I make a strong, heartfelt connection with others? What do I fear about other people, and what do I love? What do I fear about other people, and what do I love? Alright, so now do this after the video, but after you answer all these, check these answers and write this down as well. How can I put these insights into practice? So how can I put these insights into practice? Alright, do that after this video or tomorrow or whatever. Do it when it feels good for you. And then so some other videos you can watch, and not all of them are online yet, so make sure to subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you can see when I release those videos. So this video, obviously, the 4, 7, 11, we have the 11 video, you have the 1 video, the life path 1, the life path 4, the life path 7, and then we have a couple of laws you can use, and these laws are the ones I was talking about earlier. These have the exercises to overcome issues of process, trust, and insecurity. So these will also be in the show notes, so you don't have to remember it, but you can listen to it, and if one pops for you, you can watch that video. If it's already online, it kind of depends on when you're watching this. So, the law of choices. Creativity is an energy we can choose to apply in positive or negative ways. The law of faith. Only when we find faith in ourselves, we can have faith in others. The law of patterns. Patterns tend to reassert themselves unless we exert strong leverage to change them. The law of action. To overcome insecurity, we need to acknowledge our vulnerability but act with confidence. And the last one is the law of expectations. Our life unfolds according to our hidden expectations and assumptions. Alright, so that's your homework. Thank you so much for watching this video. 44 minutes long. I enjoyed it. I hope it gave you any value. If so, please hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.